Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the September 17th, 2020 Community Lunchtime Update. I'm glad you joined us today to hear about all things Midlothian ISD. This week, all of our face-to-face learners have returned to school together. I know most of you are probably very much aware of that. One of the many comments that we've had shared by our teachers is that they are so excited to have their students back in the classroom. And I know our students are glad to be back with their teachers as well. Speaking of teacher comments, last week we asked our teachers, very similar to what we did on our community update, but we asked our teachers, what's one thing that you are most MISD proud about beyond the fact that your students are returning to school, beyond the fact that you get to see your kids? Our teachers had many things to say, but one of the themes that emerged probably the most was that they were incredibly grateful for the transition week. So in reflecting on that week, they felt it was the right thing to accomplish two things, and that is getting to know their students before all students came back together, and then providing an opportunity to teach and implement the safety protocols. So I know for parents, it may have been a little bit of an inconvenience, but I do know that for our staff and for our students, it was a great opportunity to really focus on those safety protocols and really get to know our kids at a better level as we started this week. So also, as you may see on the news, many districts are starting to make announcements related to COVID-19 confirmed cases. And so yesterday in Midlothian ISD, we actually launched our COVID-19 dashboard on our website. So I know many of you probably have questions related to COVID-19 and some of the situations that are occurring around the Metroplex. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Shore Heathcote, and she's going to share a little bit more about our dashboard, and then she's going to review our confirmed case communication plan, because I know some of you have probably received some of the letters that we have sent out over the last few days. So at this point, Dr. Heathcote, if you will take over.
Yeah, good afternoon. As Dr. Ledbetter mentioned, we do have a new COVID-19 dashboard on our website. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen right now so you guys can see that. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully you guys are able to see the dashboard that we have up right now. So we hope this dashboard does provide a clear and transparent information for our community during this time. But as you can see, we've noted the number of staff members who work on each campus, as well as how many students are attending face-to-face instruction. In that next column, you'll see there's a total number of confirmed positive cases on campuses. And then the final column gives you the % of test confirmed cases on each campus as well. The dashboard is going to be updated each day at 5 p.m. with active cases only. So to give you a little more information, cases are considered active for an average of 10 days from when symptoms began or when a positive test was obtained. So you'll see the numbers change as we identify positive cases and then remove others due to recovery. Please know that our nurses monitor each case to determine when the infected individual is able to safely return to face-to-face learning or face-to-face teaching. And in addition to the district's dashboard, principals will continue to communicate COVID positive cases to the parents and guardians of students who attend school with the infected individual. And if a COVID case is confirmed on your child's campus, you will receive an email notification from the campus principal. So in addition to parent notifications, we also begin contact tracing as soon as we're notified of a positive case. And if your child's identified as being in close contact with the infected individual, you'll also be contacted by phone, and then you'll get a second follow-up email with the information that's also provided over the phone. So additionally, each campus continues to remain vigilant in all of our health and safety protocols. But in the event that your child experiences symptoms of COVID or has a positive COVID test, please keep them at home and contact your school nurse for information about their return. And with that, I will turn it back over to Dr. Ledbetter.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Heathcote. And okay, sorry, I had to get back on the right page there. As you may hear more information about our state's lowered COVID-19 numbers or the reduction in COVID-19, we've been receiving questions about masks and other questions about the safety measures, safety protocols that we have in place. So if our trend continues downward, I guess the question is, what are we going to do as a district with our safety protocols? So Dr. Courtney Carpenter has been leading our reentry and campus health safety planning for COVID-19. So Dr. Carpenter, would you like to share more about these questions that we have been asked? So Dr. Carpenter, I'll turn it over to you.
Good afternoon. We are glad that you are here with us today for the community update. We've had some recent inquiries regarding the wearing of masks, and I wanted to take a moment to share some information on how the decision-making process for all health and safety protocols occurred over time and the process for moving forward. One question we believe is of interest to our community addresses the Governor's Order GA-29, stating masks are required for ages 10 and up. TEA requires districts at a minimum to enforce the Governor's GA-29. In addition to the executive order, TEA allows school systems to require the use of masks beyond the ages within that order. Our MISD Health and Safety Plan was adopted by our school board on July 27th, and it's been posted on our website since that time. Under the guidance of our local medical advisory team and the Ellis County Health Authority, which are all part of our reentry task force, it was recommended to require masks or face coverings for kindergarten through 12th grade. There has been a great deal of discussion about this with those medical professionals that we collaborated with over several weeks as we prepared to make final decisions this summer. As you can imagine, we are responsible for the safety of not only the students in our buildings, but also the adults that serve those students and the families they all go home to each day. In addition, the Texas Education Agency aligned their definition of close contact with that of the CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics, and according to the documentation that we received from the Texas Education Agency. That definition of close contact is what is used when we have a test confirmed case on a campus for contact tracing. So any and all mitigation efforts such as masks, face coverings, plexiglass dividers, and social distancing that we have in place will help determine whether or not a student, a group of students, and or staff are deemed close contact, and then what we have to do beyond there. Some have asked what exactly would prompt us to reconsider the district safety requirements. We're very excited to have begun our full face-to-face learning this week. We will be monitoring this fluid situation daily, but it's still extremely early in the face-to-face process, and with the governor's order still in effect, we are not at a place to revisit any of our mitigation requirements yet. Last week, we contacted our Ellis County Health Authority. They continue to stand by their strong recommendation of what we have implemented in MISD in regards to the entire health and safety plan, including masks. We will revisit any of our COVID mitigation requirements based on the guidance from our local and county health authority if and when the governor lifts GA-29, or if that health authority were to come to us and recommend a change for ages not included in the governor's order. We would take any recommendations from the local and county health authority back to our original task force just so that they're aware and we communicate any potential changes with them. This reentry task force, just so you know, had originally had 86 members on it, including district and campus staff, parents, community, and medical advisory. We would then communicate any recommended changes with that regarding any of that to our board. And if you are interested in looking at the task force membership, it can be found on our website in that Back to School 2020 section. All in all, we continue to follow the health and safety plan protocols as adopted on July 27th. And one final GA-29 governor's order topic that has posed inquiry is what happens in MISD if Ellis County falls below 20 active cases in regards to masks. Well, GA-29 provides that the Texas Division of Emergency Management can promulgate criteria for a county to be exempt from the face covering requirement in GA-29, and the TDEM has promulgated the following criteria in order for any county to be exempt. The county must have 20 or less active COVID-19 cases, and the county judge of the county with 20 or less active cases must submit an exemption form affirmatively opting out. With that TDM criteria, being exempt from mask requirements is more than just the county dropping below 20 active cases. As mentioned earlier, we will continue to follow the GA-29 order as required by the state and TEA. In addition to that executive order, the TEA allows us to go above and beyond that based on additional recommendations. And so any recommended changes to MISD health and safety adopted protocols would only be made after additional collaboration with our local medical and Ellis County Health Authority. Once again, we are tasked with the responsibility for mitigating the spread of COVID-19 for not only our students, but also the adults that serve our students and the families they go home to each day. We're very excited to have our students back on campus. We appreciate parent support, helping us strive to keep everyone safe as possible. And parents, you will continue to have both learning options, either face-to-face or virtual, whichever best fits your child and your family's needs. We're grateful for this opportunity to provide you with updates and looking forward to continuing to move forward. So I'll turn it now back over to Dr. Ledbetter.
Thank you, Dr. Carpenter and Dr. Heathcote. As you can see, there's a lot of individuals that are playing a role in this to try to manage what's going on within our campuses and across the district. So thank you to each of them. I just want to touch on a couple of other items besides COVID-19. We do have our monthly school board meeting on Monday, this next Monday. So anyone may watch our school board meetings with our on-demand feature. If you go to our website and go to school board, you will see a link there that you can click on and see the live meeting. The agenda will actually be posted tomorrow, and some key agenda items for that day include an update on our social and emotional learning initiatives. We will also be providing an update on our elementary school number 8, which is really we're presenting the schematic design of that. And as a reminder, that will be located off 14th Street near Kroger. And once again, that is projected to open in the 22-23 school year. Also, our board will hear the latest demographic report by our consultant who provides that on a quarterly basis. So also, as you may have seen on our district social media the last few days, September is Suicide Awareness Month. Our counseling team has been providing information to our parents and community about what they can do to help and identify signs in others who may be struggling. If you don't follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I would encourage you to do so. We do try to share a wealth of information on each of those platforms, so please check that out. Also, on September 15th, National Hispanic Heritage Month began, and it continues through October 15th. So during this month, we will spotlight some of our curriculum and lessons. And as always, you can follow our hashtag, MISDProud, and see all the great things happening in our classrooms across the district. So we encourage our teachers and staff to tag that hashtag MISDProud when they are celebrating great things happening. And so please, you can check that out and follow us very closely. Also, as we close the update today, I want to just mention that if you know anyone who may be interested in serving as a bus driver in Midlothian ISD, we would encourage them to visit our website and apply. We are looking for smiling faces to greet our students first thing in the morning and the last miles of the day as we drop the students off at home. So we will provide any training necessary. So please, if you know anyone that might be interested in that, please get them that information and please have them visit our website and apply. So thank you very much for participating today. And that concludes our community update. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day.